Okay, so I've decided what planners I want to use for 2024, but there's still a few more adjustments that I need to make before they're ready. Hey there, it's Elisa, but of course you can call me Ellie. I've already gone over what planners I want to use for 2024, and even though they're almost exactly everything that I need, there are still quite a few things that I want to change and add before I actually start using these planners. I've already started working on some custom pages that I'm going to print and cut out for my new planners, but my head is like swarming with so many new ideas. There's a few things that I've already been doing in my current functional planner that I know work for me, but there's also a few new ideas and I don't really know what all of that's going to look like once I start putting this stuff in my planner. So I think I just need to get started and kind of make things up as I go, which is pretty on brand for me. So get ready, because this is probably going to be another long, chaotic video from Ellie Planit. I've been designing my own dashboard and custom planner pages ever since my big 2022 functional planner, and I've gone through various ways of creating those pages. I've been using Google Sheets and Google Docs quite a bit, since functionally they provide, for the most part, everything that I need, but I really wanted a little bit more design flexibility for my 2024 planner. So I decided to do a lot in Canva for next year. The problem is that you can see here a lot of my design ideas have a lot of lists and like multi-column lists, and Canva doesn't really do that as well since it's so flexible with design. Anything with really structured, repetitive patterns isn't really its strong suit. So what I ended up doing was I created the lists and multi-column type chunks of planner page design, I guess, in Google Sheets, and then I took a screenshot of those and put those into the Canva design so that way I could format the page as a whole in Canva. The problem is that I haven't found any program to be able to adjust the margins and placement of the page on the paper itself when I print, except for Google Docs. I don't know. I'm sure there must be a way to be able to do it. I just don't know how, except for in Google Docs, because the Happy Planner is basically an 8.5 by 11 inch size paper page, but at an 82% scale. So everything that I do is in like standard copy paper size, but then I do have to shrink it a bit. And when it's shrunk like that, I need to make sure that the designs are perfectly centered on the paper when I print it if I do a double-sided page, which is what I was doing a lot of here. So I ended up taking a screenshot of the entire Canva design and putting that into Google Docs. It did end up turning out a little bit fuzzy just because of all of the screenshots. I probably could have just exported the Canva design as like a PNG file and added that to the Google Doc, and that might have helped keep the image a little bit crisper, but that would have taken a little bit longer, not a lot, but since I was designing so many pages at once, I really just wanted to get this done as quickly as possible. And at the end of the day, most of this is for my functional planner, where I don't really care as much how it looks as long as it fits my functional needs. Okay, so here is my planner stack as it is right now. So just as a refresher, we have my social media planner, which is basically parts of a classic sized monthly planner, but I took out most of the checklists. Then I have my functional planner, which is a dashboard layout. And then I also added the extra checklists from the monthly at the back here so that I can use them for work. And then I have my memory keeping planner, which is a vertical layout. And I can take this out now, I think, but I haven't done anything to this planner. If you want to see how I set these planners up, I did make a video. I'll try to remember to link it down below and then add it to the info cards that should be displaying across the top. But honestly, I feel like sometimes info cards don't work on YouTube. Is that just me? I don't know. I don't trust them though, so I'm also going to put the description down below. There's a lot that I want to do to these planners, and I'm sure I'm going to change my mind multiple times. Because if you've seen any of my other planner videos where I'm putting planners together, there's a good chance that you're familiar with how chaotic this whole process is for me. So the first thing that I want to do is add some custom pages into these planners. So instead of trying to find bits and pieces of planners that only kind of sort of work and then adjust my system to fit the planner, I'm adjusting the planner to fit to my needs. Now I already have the calendars for my social media planner already from that monthly layout planner that I put in here. Last year, I made my own calendar pages and they were all on one page, and that worked for last year. But this year, I really wanted more space on the calendar layout, and I already had that with this planner. So I'm just using these for the calendar part, but I still wanted to be able to have separate health calendars for each month. I literally don't need anything else except for the calendar and some space to write some notes. And what I really wanted was just a calendar on one page with a habit tracker, because you know I love habit trackers, and I really couldn't find anything that provided that without having to spend like way too much money. So I just made these, which is just a calendar that I manually made in Google Sheets. So I am like praying that the days of the week and everything line up okay. When I started making them, I was looking at the wrong year and I had to redo a bunch of it. So I hope that they're okay. And then I just have a habit tracker down at the bottom, and then I have a dot grid, like a very light dot grid on the back. So it's super versatile depending on what I need for that month. And then if needed, I can add like some more notebook paper or something in there. I also wanted a work calendar, kind of the same thing. I just don't need a habit tracker for work, but I do need some checklists that are specific to my job. And so I custom made some checklists and kind of like a per week, just like an overview, like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then if there's a 5th week for that month on the back, just so I can write in some notes that way. On the front, I really just needed a calendar and then maybe an extra little spot for some like extra notes or something. So I just put a little dot grid back down there. I don't need a whole lot for work, but I did want to have something where if there's a big project coming up or something, I could write down like, hey, this week we're working on this project, this week we're working on this project. Really just like a super high level overview, especially because I already have those extra checklists from the monthly planner that I put at the back of my functional planner. So I'm just going to put these in the back of my functional planner in my little work section. And then I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing with the health one. I'll probably, oh yeah, that's right. So for the health pages, I was just going to put like each one in that specific month. So like at the back of January, I'll have like the January calendar. The health and fitness calendars are really more for tracking purposes. And so that if I have a meeting with my dietitian or a doctor, I can go back and see kind of what was going on for me throughout that month. Whereas with work, I want something that I can quickly access and kind of flip through just work specific tasks without having to filter through all of my other daily tasks and the rest of my planner. Eventually, when I store this planner, I do think I'm going to put these into their kind of respective months, but while I'm using them, I want them to have like their own little separate thing. Now, this whole thing is new, and I basically just printed like an entire new planner, but these are all of my social media custom pages. And now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if they're all going to fit onto these little mini discs. So all of that trouble that I went through of picking out which mini discs that I wanted, I think I'm going to end up having to put them on bigger discs anyways. But we'll see. Well, I don't know. Let me see. They're shoved in there. I don't know. It might just barely fit. So I'll put all of these in the planner. And then if need be, I do have some bigger discs on standby. They're these little like pinkish rose goldish discs. I got them on Amazon forever ago, and they're metal. I don't know what brand they are. They're definitely not Happy Planner, but those are on deck just in case I need them. But for this past year, I've really been trying to hone down for what I need for a social media planner. And it's kind of been a mix of just like handwritten scribbles on scrap paper and sticky notes, and then I've kept a lot of my social media and content planning digital in my phone. And it kind of works for some things, but I always go back and think I really wish that I had a place to physically write stuff down. I will probably keep some things in my phone, but there are some notes that I really wanted to be able to write down. So I went through and I basically designed pages that were like what I would draw just on scrap paper, or format it how I would try to write my notes if I was writing things down on scrap paper. And then this way I have some kind of like formatted outline or something to put those notes. It's nice because I was able to customize it according to my needs, but that also means that if my needs change, that entire page or type of page is completely useless to me. Luckily, if I do end up having to scrap the whole thing, it just costs me a few pages of paper and a little bit of ink as opposed to like an entire planner. So let's go through what I have here. So this first little section that I have here are just trackers for plan with me's for each year. Now, obviously, I'm very behind in my plan with me's. So this is kind of a high level overview of all of the weeks that I need to be aware of for each year for memory keeping. So this first section here is I have my big planner, which I haven't really even gotten into yet with you all, but this is basically just for like each month that's in that big planner. That planner goes from July 2021 through June of 2022. And so my plan is, once I do start getting into memory keeping in here, is just doing more of like a scrapbook page as opposed to an actual like planner type plan with me page sort of thing. And so this is just for me to like check off basically, or to mark if that month is done, and then also to write like any notes that I want to keep track of to prep for that memory keeping page. So like July of 2021, that was my birthday, and I also went to Disney, so I'll probably like write something on there so I know when I go back and do memory keeping for that month, I'll know what type of topics I'll need to prepare for, and like what kind of stickers maybe that I'll need to buy or print out, and then I can check off when that's done. And then the back is just a dot grid. And then for the rest of the years, I actually added a little bit more detail into each month. So it gives me a space to write. So in this column, I'm going to put like the dates of that week, or like the date range of that week. And then I just have these columns here to check off if I have the stickers that I need for that week, if I've filmed that plan with me, and then once it's done and fully edited and I don't have to worry about that week anymore, I'll check it off here. And then a little bitty bit in white, I added the month. I didn't want it to be too bold so that I could write over it if I wanted to use this little blank section down here for notes. But this is kind of the system that I've already been using in my current functional planner. But this planner, I printed out the squares, but I didn't add like the checklist or anything. I hand wrote those in there. And then I was trying to use like sticky notes to help like organize, and I don't know. This was like the mock-up for what this turned out to be, and this is going to be a lot cleaner. And the sticky notes actually work really well for me, but I'm going to use them a little bit differently this year since I have all these pages now. I also have it for 2023, which I've barely done anything for so far, and then 2024, and then 2025 as well. I'm sure I'm not going to get all the way through December, but if I do any kind of pre-filming or anything, or if there's stickers on sale and I buy things ahead of time, I want to be able to mark them down here. And then these are just extra pages for like video ideas. So what I had been doing in my functional planner was just like writing sticky notes of video ideas and then putting that sticky note on the day that I want to publish that video. And then in my phone, I would write down the notes of what I want to include in that video and checklists and things like that. The problem is then it got kind of messy because I had a ton of different checklists everywhere. There were some in my planner, there were sticky notes in my planner, then there were schedules and checklists in my phone. And so I really wanted to be able to have it all in one space. And I have like all sorts of pages in here. I have pages for like, if it's just a single like one-off video, I have that little like bubble thing where it's a bunch of checklists of what needs to happen for like just that one video. Do I need to go through my phone and find photos for that? What do I need to do for the actual YouTube video, which is like my primary media, and then everything else is kind of around that. So like, have I shared it to my other social media platforms? Have I created like a vertical or short form content based off of that video? Have I posted it to like Instagram? Have I posted it to Reels, Shorts, whatever? And then tons of space, just dot grid of just like scribbling down ideas. There's a lot of dot grids on these papers. I also have something like this where if it's like I have a certain thing that I want to make multiple videos from, like a trip to Disney World or like go wild or something. I'm not going to put everything that I want just in one video. I'm going to have to split things up and kind of organize my thoughts into different videos, and I want to be able to see all the notes for those videos all together. Then I have multiple of these like video bubbles plus a little bit of space to add some notes, and that way I can keep track of the progress for each individual video, but then I can also see like the project as a whole. Oh, and then I have a sheet basically for each plan with me. Each one page is going to be 1 month of memory keeping. So this top section is basically notes that I need to take for everything that's going on throughout that month. This month, any kind of big events that I need to remember, and then just like a checklist. Do I have the stickers for everything? Kind of a more in-depth look at everything that I need for that month, as opposed to that high-level overview where I'm just going to check off, do I have all of the stickers or not? These pages are going to track which stickers I do have. And then I have the checklist for the monthly video, and then on the back I have a little video bubble thing for each week for the plan with me. The 2023 I think is basically the exact same thing, and then for 2024 I'm thinking I'll have memory keeping on the monthly view, and then just any kind of additional memory keeping pages as needed, but not a regular every week kind of situation. But I'm still going to think on that a little bit more, but I don't know. I'm probably going to have to get rid of a lot of these ideas or combine them or change, but at least this way I'll have a place where all of my ideas are written down and not have everything just like swirling around in my brain and causing chaos. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm probably going to do my social media ones last just to give me some time to think about how I want that set up. But I'm going to go through, and I have this cutting tool, so I'm going to cut these down because these are clearly too big to put in here. That was one nice thing about the big size Happy Planner, is that this is the size of a page. And what got me into custom sheets is because it was so easy to just have a full-size piece of paper and I didn't have to worry about like resizing or anything. But then I got used to custom pages, and so once I shrunk back down to the classic size planners, I couldn't give them up. And now I'm just doing more and more customizations. So I think I did size these properly, but just to be sure, I'm going to be using one of these extra Sadie stickers insert pages that I have, just to kind of like guide like the sizing of this and to make sure that I cut everything right. And then I do have my punching tool. Actually, it might be easier to get started with the work ones first, since those are just going in as like one big chunk at the end. So we're just gonna zip through these and hopefully these will turn out okay.
I wanna stare at the sun without a
Okay, that took way longer than expected, but these turned out okay. I feel like I can never get like a crisp cut with cutting tools. Like the one that I was using is relatively new and it's still a little like fuzzy on the edges, but that's fine. I was gonna go through, cut all of them, punch all of them, and then add all of them into each planner, but I'm gonna have so many pages like floating around everywhere. So I think what I'm gonna do is just add these as I get them done, just so that I can keep track of them. So I think I am going to split up each month with like their respective checklists. As a reminder, not all of the checklists made it into this planner, so I won't have a set of checklists for each day like the monthly layout happy planner is designed to have, because honestly I don't need checklists for each day, especially since I have some on the back of my custom pages. Oh, I messed something up. February. Oh, there's March. One thing that I will say with printing my own pages is that it took me a while to commit to buying good paper to print these pages on, but it really does make a difference. Like, I hate writing on just like regular, like super lightweight copy paper. So even though it is a little extra money, I think it's worth getting kind of the heavier duty paper. And it's not, I don't use like pristine paper. I just go to like Staples or Amazon or something and just get something that's like slightly heavier than standard. But you know, every little bit makes a difference. At some point I might go in and add like tabs or something to split up each month so I can flip through a little bit easier. But right now we're just focusing on the actual inserts, and then oh my gosh, I did it again. Okay, August was correct. Where's my September? Where's my September calendar? Did I not print one out? There's August, October, November, December. Do I not have September? Oh, what? What the heck? I guess I have to go print a September page. Okay, I'm back. Jeez, I know I was gonna mess something up. Hopefully this is it. This is like the last thing. Ooh, we'll see. Ooh, you know what? Now that there isn't a divider in the middle like there normally is for these monthly pages, I do kind of like having this dashboard here for September. It's kind of like a 2-page month, but like one is a dashboard and one, okay. That probably made no sense what I just said, but in my head, I know what I'm thinking and I like it. I keep like skipping over chunks of months. There really isn't that much differentiation between the different months of these checklists, except for like at the very top corner, it does say what month it was originally attributed to, I guess. I usually like having tabs to flip through different months, but I also have been using like paper clips to help me flip through if there's like a specific page that I need to flip to. So we'll see if one paper clip to get to the last page that I left off from will be enough for this, or if I end up wanting to actually add sticky note tabs for each month. These are my health inserts, where the only difference is that the back side is just grid paper, and then on the front there's that habit tracker. Otherwise the actual calendar part is the exact same. These I'm going to put at the very end of each month, because in my current functional planner, once a month is done, I have a bunch of trackers and stuff in the back of each month, and it's working really well for me. I'm going to go ahead and cut these, probably off camera, because it's going to look exactly the same as what I just did for the work ones. So we'll be right back. Okay, that didn't take me as long that time, but it still took me longer than it probably should have. Okay, so I'm going to be adding, I have a feeling that I might need to switch to expander discs for this planner. Well, actually, No, probably not. Because what I'll end up doing is as I complete each month, I'll probably move the completed month into my memory keeping planner, which is where everything is eventually going to end up. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Okay. Ooh, it fits just barely, but it's all in there. But that is nothing compared to what my memory keeping plan will be. Whew. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I really can't tell if this is all gonna fit. Let's see. Because I don't want to move these around more than I have to, just because this paper isn't as strong as what comes with these planners. So how big is this compared to? Should I just go ahead and move these over? I don't know. Let me just get these cut and punched, and then we'll figure out how to put them in the planner once that's done. Whew. Okay. That is all of them punched and cut. I think they're like just barely gonna all fit. Okay, so I'm putting the Plan With Me trackers in the front here, but I think the rest of them I'm just gonna put at the back until I know what to do with them. And I want to put some kind of divider in here. And I remember that I got this little like companion pack thing or whatever a while ago. And I think this does have, yeah, a divider in here. I think it's supposed to be used as like a wet erase dashboard or something, but I don't want to risk ruining it because it's so pretty. And it actually matches really well. So this is perfect. And I mean, I'm not going to pass up an excuse to add Disney princesses to my planner. Oh, that looks so nice. Why haven't I used this yet? Okay, so I'm just going to put in every single one. Oh my gosh. Are these going to fit though? Barely. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to make it work. I'm going to try to make it work. Oh boy. Okay. See, right now it is currently like the thickness that I would want it to be. But I'm just going to keep adding more pages and maybe a miracle will happen. We'll see. Ooh. I'm going to organize these a little bit better at some point. And then I already have notes in my phone of the different like video types. So, ooh. And then I do think I'm going to kind of split up. Like once I know when I want to publish a video, I'm going to add it into like that month section. So once I start working on figuring out my schedule a little bit better, I'll start moving these around a little bit more. Ooh, we're getting really close to like, oh my gosh. Ooh. Yeah, nope, it's not going to happen. Dang it. Okay, so we're going to have to move these to, I'll separate these later. We're going to have to move this to bigger discs. That's okay. I'm not, how are these gonna look with the, these are like two totally different metals. That's fine. I do like that these are just like circular hole punch things in the middle. Just because the Happy Planner discs are hearts, which are super cute, but then they get like twisted around and they're not all always facing the same way, and it kind of makes my OCD go a little crazy. But oh no, I would almost rather these discs be on my functional planner and these discs be on this planner. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Yes, it is. It's worth it. Okay, actually, let me just make sure that they're the same size. Actually, they're a little bit bigger, so that even works better. Okay. This poor cover has been through so much, because I really have had it for a while. I'm going to move these to the side. My little section here. I'm going to, oh yeah, move this over too. And then I'm going to work on moving this planner over to the metal disc. Looks nice. The pages transferred over pretty well. I wasn't too nervous. Usually the newer or less used the paper is, the less likely it is that you'll like rip the paper or ruin it or anything when you transfer stuff over. Some of the edges just aren't as clean as they used to be after everything gets transferred, so these pages are like officially broken in now, which is making me feel some kind of way. All right, now to add these, I don't know, are they like bronze? They're maybe rose gold. I feel like the rose gold Happy Planner discs are usually like slightly lighter, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I just haven't seen them in a while. Whatever this color is, though, I'm like a huge fan. Oh, tried to do that with my left hand. Not a good idea. Okay, so that's how it's gonna look. Yeah, I like these discs on this cover a lot. Okay, now to transfer over, ooh, this whole stack, including, yeah, I was so close, but this last little bunch, there just wasn't any way to smush them on there. All right, let's move all of this over then.
Present now is my
Okay, so these fit perfectly on the classic size. I basically had no hope of fitting all of that on those minis. So I'm glad that I was able to get that to work. And I do really like these discs on this cover, and I think they look okay with the rest of the inside stuff. So now all of my planners are on classic size discs, or kind of the regular size. The circle ones I think are just slightly bigger. I'm pretty sure that they're Disc Genda brand, and their sizing is a little bit different. It's like very small fractions of an inch that they like increase by. So I'm not 100% sure what size these were. Like I said, I've had these discs for forever, but they look all pretty together. All of the planners look absolutely stunning, lined up side by side. I am so excited for these planners. These now should be all of the pages that I need to get started. I will say that for my functional planner, on each month, I am still going to be adding the custom dashboard pages. And so once I start actually using this planner, I'll be adding full page stickers that I've customized that'll cover this page. So it'll look a little bit different. I won't be customizing those dashboard pages or anything until later on this year. So for the most part, these are all the pages that I have. There's still a few more things up my sleeve for what I want to do to these planners before I actually start using them in the new year. But for now, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I can plan on seeing you in my next video. Bye! What do you think, Minerva? Every time. Really? All right, well, everybody say hello to Minerva.